I didn't think much when Shayne invited me over that night. It was supposed to be a regular sleepover, a chance to escape homework and siblings. Her family was welcoming, as always. Her mom cooked dinner, her dad joked about school, and her sisters teased us about boys. The house felt warm and alive, but Shayne seemed off. She kept glancing at her phone during dinner, her fingers trembling slightly.
"Shawn's coming,"
she finally whispered after we went upstairs. Her words hung in the air, heavy and unspoken. I'd met her brother once or twice, and something about him always felt wrong. His presence was suffocating, like he brought his storm cloud with him.
"Why?"
I asked.
"He wants money. Dad's going to say no."
She didn't have to say the rest. I didn't push her, but I remembered the rumors about him. People in town said Shawn wasn't right. He had a temper, a way of looking at you like he was planning something you wouldn't like. It was after midnight when his car pulled into the driveway. Shayne's body tensed.
"Why is he here so late?"
I asked.
"He wants money. He always does. It's never enough."
We heard the front door slam, then Shawn's voice, loud, angry, and unsettling. "I told you I need it!" he yelled. Michael's voice replied, calm but firm. "Not this time, Shawn. You think you can cut me off?" Shawn roared. "I'm part of this family!" Shayne stood up, her hands shaking.
"I need to see what's happening." "Don't!"
I whispered, grabbing her arm, but she pulled away. From the hallway, I peeked out and saw her at the top of the stairs. Her parents stood below, blocking Shawn's path. The rifle appeared abruptly, too quickly to process. The first shot echoed through the house, and Michael crumpled, blood pooling around him.
"Mike!"
Sandra screamed, rushing to him.
"Please, Shawn, don't!"
She begged, her voice breaking. The second shot hit her in the chest, throwing her back against the stairs. She tumbled, her body landing awkwardly at the bottom.
"Mom!"
Shayne screamed. Shawn's head snapped up, his face twisted with rage.
"Run!"
I hissed, backing into her room and diving under the bed. Heavy boots stomped up the stairs. "Where are you, Shayne?" Shawn called out, his voice sing-song. I pressed myself against the wall, and my breath caught in my throat. Through the gap under the bed, I could see his boots, blood dripping from the soles, pacing the hallway. "You think you're better than me?" he growled. "I'm the one who should be in charge. Me!" A scream erupted from downstairs. "Sheena!"
"Stay away!"
she shrieked. Her voice was cut short by another gunshot. The footsteps returned. The door to Shayne's room creaked open. His boots stepped inside, leaving crimson stains on the carpet. "Where's my little sis, Shayne?" he called out. I peeked through the crack and saw her. She was in the corner, crouched in the closet, the glow of her phone lighting her face.
"Help us!"
She sobbed into the phone.
"Please!"
The closet door flew open. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Shawn barked, grabbing the phone and slamming it right beside her face. "Calling the cops, eh?" he sneered.
"Shawn, stop! Please, you don't have to do this!"
Shayne begged, tears streaming down her face. "Is that so?" His voice dropped to a chilling whisper. "You don't tell me what to do!" He grabbed her by the hair, dragging her out of the closet. Shayne clawed at his hand, kicking and screaming.
"Please, Shawn! I'm your sister! We're your family!"
He froze, tilting his head. Then he laughed, a low guttural sound that sent chills through me. "Family!" he spat, raising his bloody boot. "Then taste the blood of the family!" He stomped his boot into her face, forcing her head back. Shayne gagged, choking as blood spilled from her mouth. "Shut up!" he roared, his voice echoing off the walls. He pressed harder, slamming her head into the floor, her cries muffled by the weight of his boot. I clenched my fists, tears streaming down my face, trying to muffle my own sobs. Finally, he stepped back and raised the rifle, aiming at her head.
"No, please!
She screamed. The shot rang out, and blood splattered across the wall. Shayne's body slumped lifelessly to the floor, her head at an unnatural angle. Shawn crouched over her, tilting his head, as if admiring his artwork. You stayed quiet. I stayed frozen, unable to move, the bloodied floor etched into my mind. When the paramedics pulled me out from under the bed hours later, I couldn't speak. I couldn't even cry. I told no one who I was. The evidence was enough to convict him, but every night I see her face, hear her voice, and feel the weight of my terror. And I'll never stop hearing Shawn's laughter, cold and endless. The Shawn Bentler murder case occurred in 2006 in Bonaparte, Iowa, when 22-year-old Shawn Bentler killed his parents, Michael and Sandra, and his 3 younger sisters, aged 17, 14, and 12. Bentler shot his family with a rifle in an attempt to inherit the family's wealth and take control of their successful grain business. The crime was uncovered when one of the sisters called 911 during the attack, identifying Shawn as the killer. He was arrested shortly after and convicted of 5 counts of first-degree murder. Bentler was sentenced to life in prison without parole, leaving a community devastated.